My soul tribe, I wanted to come on and do a soul tribe reading, and I was doing a love reading, and it was like, it's getting so dark, it's getting so dark, even though it's only 345. It's 345. We're all on the right path. It's 345 here. Anyway, I was doing a love reading, and I was like very aware that it was getting darker and darker by the second. So probably by the end of this reading, it's going to be pretty dark up in here, but we're going to go ahead and do a soul tribe reading and finish that book. It's the last day for that book. So I thought I'd just hit record. I am allowed to prioritize my emotional needs. That's the very first affirmation popping down in the soul tribe reading. So you are allowed to prioritize your emotional needs. I don't care what anybody says. So I hope you guys are doing well. I'm just going to clean up while I talk to you. So like I said, we are going to read the final 2 chapters of that book, and then that will open it up for another book that I have by the same author. If you want to read that, we can. Thank you for being my cleanup buddy. Clean up, clean up. Is there something you can clean up that I can keep you company with? I take great pleasure in knowing that, people clean their house or drive somewhere or work while listening to me. Everything's better with company and a friend. Well, sometimes, if you like the person, I guess. So yeah, I just wanted to clean up these cards while I'm talking to you. I hope you guys are well. I watched the new Beetlejuice movie last night, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting. At one point, I was like, I bet you she has a deck of tarot cards. I'll put that deck away later. It's cleaned up and out of the way enough. So I did feel like getting the positivity deck today, because I feel like we could all use a little positivity in our lives today. I don't know how you're doing, but I could use some positivity in my life today. So yes, let's draw from this deck, Law of Positivity, I can't say that word, Positivity, and then we'll read the final 2 chapters of that book. So I hope you all had a nice weekend. If you are celebrating the holidays, I know this is the last week before, Christmas is next week, so I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little like I'm running out of time. But that's okay. This week I'm going to spend some time taking each of my kids out to, pick out something for each other. And the only thing is that I'll miss doing readings when I'm out. I'm someone who can only take crowds in very small doses. I become very overwhelmed if there's a lot of people. There's an animal card in one of my decks that describes that. It might be the lizard. So I guess I'm the lizard. I feel like I am the lizard queen. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. That's The Simpsons. But for some reason I feel called to look it up. I don't know why or what it has to do with anything. Lizard, where are you, lizard? Lizard, instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear a lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation. Why am I making up words? Overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights in big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. When in balance, artistic, telepathic, spiritual. When out of balance, elusive, non-committal, flaky. To bring into balance, a creative project. I have no idea why I'm reading this to you. Anyway, I can resonate with lizard energy. But yeah, No idea why that came up. Maybe I need to get you an animal card. Interesting. Maybe we'll get an animal card. So we'll do one more shuffle. And then I will cut the deck, and I'm not even going to look at the bottom. I'm not going to do it. We're going to see what Spirit wants Soul Tribe to know today from the Law of Positivity. Positivism? Is that how you say it? It just doesn't, it doesn't roll off the tongue the way I want it to. It just doesn't sound right to me. So the Law of Positivity. When I was younger, I used to love the movie Pollyanna, and I've been called Pollyanna in my lifetime once or twice. That's okay. Pollyanna knew where it was at. But let's go. I like a lot of old movies. You know, my mom always used to tell me I was an old soul. I often bring up like really old random movies in my readings that I'm sure nobody like knows what I'm talking about. So we have the cover one. I love this picture. Look, it's so cute. Do me a favor. Touch your nose. I'm serious. Touch your nose. Boop. That was a boop from me. I don't know why, but when I saw that, I was hearing boop. So I just made you boop yourself. That was weird. I picked up the book upside down again. So 42. My kids are loud today. Like, why do you need to yell that loud? They're not even yelling about... It's not like they're angry. They're like, do you want to play with me? Why? This is on page 123, and I started this reading at 345. That's magic. So, let's read. Our fears can be from our life experiences, our parents and their experiences, generational trauma, society, and ancestral lineage. Fears are programmed into us, and we enter a survival state that takes us away from living our highest potential and purpose. The fears, limitations, and lack that we experience are there to teach us a lesson and to be transformed so that we don't pass it on to others and to future generations. It's nice for me because when I was a kid, there was actually yelling in my house. And in my house, it's more like playful yelling or excitement, or like I just said, do you want to play with me? I am grateful for the opportunity to enjoy art, music, books, poetry, paintings, and ... fill in the blank. I can't see the rest of that affirmation, but I'm going to fill it in with my soul tribe. So, where was I? What fears and limitations are you experiencing right now? Have these been with you for a long time, maybe most of your life? Fears can be external, and internal. They can involve others, and they can be utterly irrational to us, like phobias. When we understand the evolution and journey of the soul, we know that we have more experience stored in our soul than the mind can imagine. These experiences shape that being that we are in this life, and we have the opportunity to evolve and transform these into strength and inner power. Practices to release fears. The following practices can help you know yourself and your deepest shadows to evolve and grow. Number 1, knowing the source of our fears, facing them, and letting them dissolve takes time and effort. Start writing down when and how fears appear for you in an awake and dream state. Number 2, what fears have to do with worthiness and deservingness. Number 3, what fears involve other people and others' perceptions? 4, is there an object, situation, place, or event that has caused you fears? 5, what phobias do you have, if any? And the symbols, the lioness symbolizes strength and courage, the wings, liberation, sacred geometry, shifting frequency. Interesting. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. So what does the soul tribe need to hear today? We have beyond my mind, I am consciousness in human form, 18. Oh, I have to tell you guys something really cool. So I'm a creature of habit. I like what I like and I like what I like and that's all I like. So like it's really hard for me to enjoy like new foods. I'm very particular. I've explained this. I'm very particular about my clothes, how they feel on my body. You see, I always wear the same rings day after day, all the same rings, same earrings. And the earrings that I've been wearing, not these ones, the ones that I had been wearing, I'd been wearing for over 10 years. Only one pair because I'm super sensitive to metal. And I would always get like ear infections from my earrings. So I found a pair. They were like, I think they were, my partner and kids gave them to me like 10 years ago. And they were white gold. So I just always wore them. And it's like my higher self knew that they were hitting their last legs because the other day I was doing the dishes and I was looking at my earrings. And my partner had been asking me, is there anything you want from the kids for Christmas? And I was looking at my earrings and I thought, maybe a new pair of earrings. I'm like, I've been wearing these for like 10 years. I never change them, never wear anything else. Don't have any other earrings. Like I said, once I find ones that don't irritate me, that's what I wear. I'm not somebody who needs to like change my earrings all the time. That's just not me. I would wear the same clothes, the same outfit, the same shoes day after day after day after day if I could. I was actually teased for it in elementary. People used to tease me for always wearing the same things. Anyway, this is a really long story. But that's me. I have to paint a picture for you. So I was thinking, yeah, I could new earrings. Maybe I could go for a new pair of earrings. And then literally 4 to 5 hours later, I was on my way to bed and I heard something hit the floor and I was like, what was that? It sounded like something metal. And I looked at the ground and it was one of my earrings. I had worn it to death. It like separated from the hangy bit. You couldn't even fix it. That's how worn it was. And it was just so bizarre because, like I said, 4 to 5 hours earlier, I was like, maybe I need new earrings. And I remember telling you guys that happened to me in Florida with my sunglasses. I had sunglasses. I didn't need new sunglasses. And all of a sudden I was like, maybe I'll get a new pair of sunglasses. And then 4 to 5 hours later, my son lost my pair of sunglasses, the old ones I had. Anyway, so I told my partner, he was taking all of the kids out Christmas shopping, and I said, would you mind just picking me up a pair of sterling silver earrings so that I have something to wear so that, I don't think these would grow over, but I'm like that paranoid type of person that fears that it would grow over. And Christmas is still, it was still 12 days away or however long it was. So I said, just pick me up a pair of sterling silver earrings. And he actually let my son pick them. And my son picked out, they're like goddess earrings. And when I looked it up, they're divine feminine earrings. My son had no idea what they were. He said he intuitively picked them. And I just thought it was magical. I find magic in the small things. And that was it was magical to me. So I thought I'd share with, people who believe in magic, because when I tell that to the muggles in my life, they're like, that's strange. What a coincidence. So we have beyond my mind, I am consciousness in human form. And I just want to talk about the symbolism. We have sacred geometry, vibration and energy, the womb and the eye of the universe. Have your thoughts led you to forget your divine spark? The limiting nature of our thoughts, which make sense of the world through our 5 senses, can lead us to think that we can't expand beyond the logical mind, time, or space. If this were true, then how could we explain our ability to envision our future or to dream or to never mind. These realities go beyond the restrictive nature of our thoughts and allow us to experience infinity within. Maybe you have got caught in thought patterns that limit you to this time and space, to your body and the five senses. In yogic philosophy, it is said that we live in an illusion created by ourselves through our perception and senses. And the only way to truly experience the source, which we all came from, is through meditation and deep sleep when we are not dreaming. In these states, when we release the physical body, we unite with the One. This consciousness isn't something above us. It is infused in everything and everyone. It is likened to a white movie screen. It is likened to a white movie screen, while life and the human experience are the movies projected onto the screen. When the movie ends, only the screen is left, the highest consciousness. Consciousness can't be observed, it is the observer. It is eternal and non-dual, a constant presence that doesn't change with time and space. Contemplative questions, journaling with words or colors. What am I beyond what I can observe with the five senses? Fucking magical. What is that which is observing life through my eyes? How can I deepen my understanding that all that can be observed with my senses are the experience, while I am the experiencer? So take that as it resonates. I'm going to have to re-listen to myself talk about that card. And let's get another one. And then I think I do need to get, I was going to say an elephant one. That was weird. I do need to get you an animal card. We have 26. My heart space is abundant and flowing. And yes, I'm wearing Christmas nails. Aren't they great? 26, 26, 20, 20, 26. So, when the heart is abundant, so is life. An abundant heart is filled with joy, and life force not only benefits yourself, but it also benefits others and the world. When there is space for the heart to flow, you have the space to invite healing into your life. Release your awareness and consciousness from your mind into your heart and discover the magical space within you. If you need emotional healing right now, take time to tap into your heart and be in communion with it. Let it share its wisdom with you and become entangled with its magic and knowledge. The abundance within your heart will radiate into your life and everything around you. When you release yourself from your mind and enter the heart, you are the realm between heaven and earth, connecting to your path fully and unconditionally. Heart meditation. In a comfortable seat, start imagining your heart space as a pink illuminated space pulsating with vibration and warmth. Number 2, in the middle of this light, imagine the bud of a light pink rose and start breathing into it. 3, for each inhalation, feel and see how each petal opens and blooms one at a time. Number 4, see this light pink rose open and grow bigger and bigger. Number 5, let this light grow so big that it surrounds your whole body. Let yourself be infused in its nourishment. Number 6, when you feel filled up, let the essence of this flower integrate with your being and invite the healing that it holds. Number 7, thank your heart for its healing gifts and close the meditation. And the symbols, rose symbolizes heart healing, and the deer symbolizes tranquility. So I am going to get you an animal card here. I want to get to those 2 chapters that we have to finish. So I'm going to stop with that deck. And I feel like we need to get you an animal card. I'm just going to look at... Let's see. What to ask. What to ask. What to ask. I don't know what to ask. I just feel called to get one. So we're going to shuffle them. We have the dragon. The dragon is very spiritual. I'm going to stop looking at them though. You know me. If I make eye contact with it, I have to talk about it. So what animal card? There's what part of myself have I forgotten was one of the questions I saw. So maybe I'll ask about that. But you take it as it resonates. We have Nightingale, which I just pulled in a love reading. I feel called to take that card for you just in case you need to hear it. And one more shuffle. Not looking. So I'm just going to cut the deck and see what you need to hear today. Or what part of yourself have you forgotten? We have the tarantula. I can't believe that came out with the Nightingale. That's really interesting. We have the tarantula, and I already know what this card is about. It's about claiming your life purpose. You could resonate with divine feminine, although tarantula doesn't mean divine feminine. Spiders can sometimes symbolize divine feminine energy. We have tarantula at a crossroads, claiming life's purpose. So when in balance, follows your intuition. So when you're in balance and you're doing good, you trust your intuition, you follow it. But when out of balance, when you're in your shadowy energy, hesitates, over-intellectualizes. So you could be someone who overthinks, over-intellectualizes, hesitates. To bring into balance, daily journaling. So journaling could be very important for you. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream. Yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. I love that that came out for you. And I grabbed Nightingale because, like I said, it came out during a reading earlier, and it made me, my guides told me to take it for you. So Nightingale, as soon as I pulled it in that reading, I started hearing the song from Cinderella, Sing Sweet Nightingale. Fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. So maybe you need to listen to some music. When in balance, sings, speaks freely with kindness. When out of balance, shy, lump in throat. So maybe you have a fear of speaking. To bring into balance, music. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of the other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. So take it as it resonates, my friend. Shall we just get one more? One more animal card? One more. Just one. One more. We have the horse, free spirit, frickin' magical unicorn. I know it's not the unicorn. But it is the free spirit. Nothing stops this horse. Nothing. And look at that, tapped into your intuition. The horse, love it. So you have fire, air, and earth here. Beautiful. Now you just need a little emotion. So the horse is earth. Let me just find it. Horse, where are you? There you are. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse is force. Anyway. When in balance, achieves anything and never gives up. When out of balance, runs away and feels weak. I can relate to the energy of the horse. Like There are days where I feel like I can do anything. Nobody can stop me. And then there are days where I feel weak and I run away, To bring into balance strength training. So for some of you, you could be going through strength training, whatever that means. For some reason, I'm seeing weights. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive, that you can ride on its back towards any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus, meditation, that's not an affirmation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. Beautiful. I'm glad I pulled that card. Beautiful. All right. So let's get this book that we're going to read. And that'll be the end of the reading and the book. But not our journey together. You already know what the next step is. You just have to find the courage to take it. Claiming life's purpose. The spider. Sorry. Maybe you don't need more answers. Maybe you don't need to do more soul searching. Maybe you don't need more clarity. Maybe what you really need is the courage to continue, even though the path is no longer new and exciting. Maybe what you need is the resolve to keep stepping forward, even though the process has lost its glimmer and has instead... I really had to sneeze. Maybe what you need is the resolve to keep stepping forward, even though the process has lost its glimmer and it has instead been replaced with monotony and routine. Consciously designing our lives can become a form of escapism. It lifts us right above our lived experiences to a place where we believe we haven't quite landed yet, so we haven't really begun. We start to get the idea that we can put ourselves on pause, that we can save up all of the goodness we seek for a later date, when we are better, when things are clearer, when we're better aligned. This break from our pre-existing timeline is absolutely essential, and most people never find the courage to even do it once. Instead, they press on with a life that was chosen for them by their environment, by their peers, by their social expectations, and more than anything, by trying to avoid discomfort and fear. It is courageous to begin, but most people get stuck again when it's time to simply continue. Instead of remaining on the journey that's furthering us into alignment with the truth of who we are, the process of discovering more truth can become addicting. We're always one step away from starting, always envisioning some new aspect of a new business, a new opportunity, a new idea, a new plan. We're always wondering when we could take our next trip to a foreign shore to learn something new about ourselves, to bring it back and plant it in the soil of our current lives, and then to see what grows. Your life is not on pause until you figure everything out. You don't need to uncover layers upon layers of directives from deep within. What you find when you escape yourself is the same stuff you're running from in the first place. The only person you're going to wake up and see looking back at you in the mirror is you, no matter where in the world it happens. The reality is that you probably already know what the next right step is in your life. You just have to find the courage to take it. I don't mean the courage to leap, endeavor, or try something entirely new. I mean the courage to wake up every day and stick to the plan. I mean the courage to face your demons moment to moment. I mean the courage to do what's less gratifying in the moment because it's what's right for you long term. I mean the courage to keep going, even in the spite of your failures, even though you've messed up, even despite the fact that you very well might do it again. I mean the courage to embrace your humanness. I mean the courage to accept that not every day is a good day, even when you're living the life of your dreams. I'm not talking about the courage to leap and build your wings on the way down, but the courage to keep stepping forward even though it's hard, even though you're tired, even though it feels as though the world is crashing down on top of you, even though it's unfair, and even though you'd very much rather numb it all out and avoid everything altogether. The next right step in your life is not always the one that scares you the most. Sometimes it's the one that bores you the most. Sometimes it's the least exciting option. Sometimes it's the one that you're avoiding, resisting, and running away from, because it's the step that requires you to sit in your discomfort, metabolize your uncertainty, and do what you know you will have wished you did a few years down the line. I'm talking about self-discipline. I'm talking about vision. I'm talking about not confusing the forest for the trees. Because at the end of the day, almost every single one of us knows what the right thing to do is. The journey is developing the courage, bravery, resolve, and willingness to do it again and again. It is not always about how we can start over, but how we might just show up. It's not always about reaching the mountaintop, but sometimes just being willing to take a few steps on the right path and know that it is enough. It is not that your life can never be exciting, just that most of us are under the unrealistic delusion that everything must be a peak experience all the time. This leads us to a process of constantly uprooting, which is the self-sabotaging behavior of planting seeds, sprouting them, and then starting all over again. What we need is not always the courage to disrupt the status quo, but rather to stay on the new path we've chosen for long enough that we can build the new patterns we seek, create the new normal we desire, and finally see the results that we know are possible if only we can navigate through the moments when we aren't inspired. Nobody feels inspired all the time. It's not about waiting until you feel ready. It's about doing it anyway and knowing the readiness will come. And then last chapter. I hope you learn how to start gently. I hope you learn how to gently start over. Your life will be a series of inhales and exhales, and I don't mean how your body consumes oxygen and expresses carbon. I mean that becoming yourself is a series of building and undoing, trying and failing, showing up and sometimes turning away. Because when we do not know how to gently start over, then we do not know how to live. Nobody was meant for one path. It's only how we respond to the moment, how we adapt, how we inch closer to our truest selves that we ever start to feel as though we know why we are here. I hope that you learn how to gently start over. I hope that you can learn how to look at yourself and know that you aren't quite the person you want to be without condemning the person you currently are. I hope that you learn how to see your evolution not as a linear ascent into perfection, but an unpacking of why you might want to protect yourself in the first place. What feels so broken, and who taught you it was that way? I hope that you learn success is less about the vision than it is about consistency, because ideas are easy and everyone has them. It is what you act on consistently that you truly see the visibility of. It is what you do all of the time. It is what you do all of the time that you learn to grow around and through. You are not supposed to get it all right the first time. You're just supposed to keep trying until you do. I keep hearing the song, I Hope You Dance. I don't know, because she keeps saying, I hope you learn. I keep hearing, I hope you dance. I'm sure you guys know what song that is. I hope you learn that loving is much like life. It takes everything and gives everything back. And merging your life with someone else's is the greatest honor you'll ever get. So I hope that you learn how to bend, not break, how to compromise, not take, how to appreciate, not assume. I hope you learn that you are also your own project, your own muse, your own love affair. I hope you learn you belong to yourself. I hope you learn that you are not meant to grow once and never again, but to fall in love with the process of building and pulling apart and rebuilding again. Life calls us to shed ourselves at different points in time. There is nothing we can do to avoid this. No dogma, no religion, no belief, no accumulation of belonging that could possibly remove this requirement from us. We are not here to just be one person, nor a series of ourselves piled up one upon another, fighting for relevance, and dominance and space. We die and are reborn often. Instead of gripping tightly to that which gives you a place, I hope you learn that growth is really just learning to love what you have while you have it, be where you are while you're there, and to not get too flustered at the fact that you're still a work in progress. There is no point at which you are supposed to be completed. The only finished point is death. Your life is about gently starting over every day, every hour, in ways both subtle and disruptive, beautiful and melancholy, startling and expected. I hope you learn how to gently dust yourself off and begin again, because life is too short to stay stagnant. Life is too full to only drink a quarter of the glass. And that's it. We're done. We did it. Well, thank you, my friends, for reading that book with me, because I couldn't have read it by myself. I just saw my birthday time. I couldn't have done it by myself. And I really, again, everything's better with a friend. Everything's better with company. So I really appreciate you spending time with me while I read it. And like I said, I'm going to read the other one, which is called, it's Black, same author, and it's called The Mountain Is You. Actually, I'm just going to grab it. So, The Mountain Is You, Transforming Self-Sabotage into Self-Mastery. And it says, the ultimate seeker's guide for those brave enough to face their true north and take their power back. I'm just going to read the back. This is a book about self-sabotage, why we do it, when we do it, and how to stop doing it for good. Coexisting but conflicting needs create self-sabotaging behaviors. This is why we resist efforts to change, often until they feel completely futile. But by extracting crucial insight from our most damaging habits, building emotional intelligence by better understanding our brains and bodies, releasing past experiences at a cellular level, and learning to act as our highest potential future selves, we can step out of our own way and into our potential. For centuries, the mountain has been used as a metaphor for big challenges we face, especially ones that seem impossible to overcome. To scale our mountains, we actually have to do the deep internal work of excavating trauma, building resistance, and adjusting how we show up for the climb. In the end, it is not the mountain we master, but ourselves. Anyway, I'm excited to read it, even though there was like a few things in that other book, I didn't really agree with. I'm excited to read this book for you. And the first chapter, which I won't read right now, so don't get excited, is The Mountain Is You. There's nothing holding you back in life more than yourself. So this book, some people may find it triggering, so trigger warning. But I'm excited to finally be able to read this book. And again, thank you for reading that other book with me, because I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. And look, don't you feel accomplished? We accomplished something here. We read this entire book from front to cover. We did it. Anyway. Celebrate the small wins, right? So my friends, I'm going to leave it here. I don't know if I'll be around tomorrow because, like I said, I'm going Christmas shopping with 2 of my kids. But I have 4, so I need to take them out like 2 at a time. I need to divide them up, divide and conquer. But as always, I'm sending you lots of love and light. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for sharing your energy. And take care of yourself. You're amazing. You're magical. I love you. And I'll see you later. Bye. Friends, besties.